All right, gonna give a quick update on this 550 pick, or not picker truck this time. It's an actual tow truck. So this came in at the right time. Absolutely, at rare occurrence, but it was actually running quite well. We can look around. We can see. Looks like those two injectors have been replaced. Those maybe not. These I haven't pulled the plugs off because I don't have to get the intake off. But yeah, she was pretty messy. This one had an EGR in place, and that was the complaint, that it was pushing some coolant. Now, we can see that back there, that's pretty wet. And when I stick my finger in there, it's pretty coolanty. On the other side of the EGR cooler, we can see that's pretty wet inside there, which it shouldn't be. It should just be exhaust recirculating, and here we can see that's got a lot of coolant in there. So it's absolutely an EGR cooler failure. So some of the things that were concerning, there was only one bolt holding the turbo in. There was only one bolt holding the turbo mount in. Those do tend to rattle out. We really like to blow out those holes, and we Loctite those, and not overly, some just nice blue Loctite, and that seems to really do the trick, holding those in, because they do come out. Check the IPR. We can see that screen's taking a hit, so we're going to have to replace that. The oil cooler screen, right, has failed. That's probably why that screen took a hit. The oil cooler's pretty nasty, but a lot of this oil on there seemed to come from this upper boost tube. This thing's got a few little rips, and it's not quite sealing. And notice these 04s, they actually use kind of a smaller tube, so I might actually have one of those around. Looks like someone's replaced this Fickum. That was kind of flopping around there. That back bracket, we're gonna have to dig around, see if we can either repair it or find something that's gonna work for it. But yeah, there's some cleaning to be done here, absolutely. This looks bad, but I've seen a lot worse. It's gonna take a little bit of cleaning. I was a little bit concerned about this oil filter. I don't know how long that thing's been in there, but I don't know if there was a restriction or something. So I don't really like when I see those filters kind of look like they're imploding. So I'm gonna maybe recommend, if it hasn't had an oil change recently, it gets one now, just being that it's all apart. So yeah, we do our best to clean out these intake ports. At least I really blow them out good. I get the vacuum cleaner in there, make sure that there's nothing that fell in or anything like that. What else was I gonna say here? Looks like it's had a glow plug module at one point in time. Belt looks to be in good condition. The intake manifold, it's gonna require a little bit of cleaning. The gaskets were broken. We're gonna have to find a new set of thems, right? They were sealing okay, but sometimes they just break. That's just how it goes. So yeah, that's gonna take a little bit of cleaning, but we'll get that guy sorted out. I don't really think there's too much more to go over on this one. It's all pretty normal stuff, right? We'll do the usual thing and make sure we get it all clipped back in properly and delete it, rebuild this oil cooler. I'm gonna look at this fuel bowl here too. I'm gonna take that apart and see if it's got a blue spring in it. If it doesn't, we've got one, so we're gonna put that one in just to give it a little bit better fuel pressure. But yeah, if as well as this was running, I don't see I don't see it of lasting very long. Especially it's only a matter of time before you start getting particles in the IPR, and that screen's just gonna kind of keep going, and that's usually the screen that'll get them stuck. So I know you've got some experience with those recently, but yeah, they can be a real bear. And you can see too, there's a couple of missing valve cover bolts. I'm not sure if they're stripped or not. We'll see what we can do there. We're gonna try and tighten that guy down, look around, replace all the missing bolts. We got lots of bolts here. That's our main thing, lots of bolts. And these things always seem to need them. So yeah, we're gonna continue on. We're gonna see if we can find a new cover there too, that shroud. That thing's all busted up and stuff like that. We're gonna see if we can tighten that up a little bit better. But all in all, it looks rough, but once I get her all cleaned up, she'll be minty. And oh yeah, actually there's one more thing. I did decide, just because it was so oily and everything like that, to have a look inside of this turbo. And so what I'm really looking for in these turbos is, you know, I want to look kind of in there on this exhaust side to see if it is pushing anything. And it looks pretty dry, so it doesn't seem to be. And you know, and that all seems to be moving good, right? You know, I don't see any sharpness on the unison ring there. That is getting a little bit bean shaped, right? You can kind of see down in the corner there where it rides on this, you know. So at one point in time it was sticking, but you know, I've seen a lot worse, right? That'll have to do anyways. It'll be okay. I'll see if I can find a heat shield. I'm sure I got one of those kicking around here somewhere. But yeah, all in all, it's a good solid stout F550, right? They're worth putting a little bit of work into, but this is the time to do it. Clean it all up. I think I'm gonna put a thermostat in it too. You know, they're cheap and it's open, and that should get done. See a lot of them clamps have been replaced on this before. I don't really see any leaky coolant anywhere or anything. It did come in with the cap off, but once we get it all together, we'll put the pressure tool on it and pressure it all up and make sure there's no funny business going on there, and it holds its coolant. And yeah, it should be back on the road in no time.